So do you want me to do the same thing that I did out there and do it all over again? Or are you just going to keep that demonstration there?
Let's do it all over again.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because then it'd be like on the grass and then...
Yeah, it would look weird. The transition would be weird, yeah. I'll stand up with you and then I'll like get stuff.
For someone who doesn't know anything about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, can you tell us about it?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so it's a martial art that formed in Brazil, obviously. A lot of it is like groundwork and positions and stuff like that. I don't know a huge majority of it because I'm just a white belter, so I'm still learning myself, but this is what I've taken from it from my gym, so yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And you're happy to learn today, Christos?
Fantastic.
Alright, let's get into it then.
Sweet. Alright, so I'll get you to go lay on your back. As a first drill, we're just going to do what we call a side control, north-south to side control drill. So in Christos' position, he's going to want to hold his frames up to create distance, create space for me. As the dude that's going to do the attacking, I'm trying to close off distance so I can get my submission or my next pass or series or whatever I'm trying to do. So for Christos, he's trying to create the distance so that he can get out of this position, because in some points he'll be flattened out or something's here, so he has to create that distance. So for Christos, he's going to have some frames up, and this is the first thing that you learn as a white belt, the frames. So the first frame is going to be across someone's neck, whether it be on that side or not. So that's to keep me from having my chest ages away. And it also keeps all my weight off him. So I can put all my weight on here and it's still not really he's not bearing any of my weight there because he's got the right structure. And that one's going to be in my hip to stop me from moving around. So yeah, there are other ways to frame and other things to do, but this is what we're going to focus on. And for me, what I want to do is I want to get a cross face. So I want to get this hand, my left hand, because I'm on his right side, underneath his neck, and this hand is just going to block here. What I'm trying to do is have my knees off the floor, and I'm going to put as much weight on as I can onto his chest. So I'm trying to close that distance off and squash him down. So he'll feel that weight come on me. So while that happens, and I'm ready to go to a north-south, which is where my legs will go that way, I'm going to transition to the other side for another side control on the other position, other side. So I'm going to be here, switch my arms to here to block that arm so that he can't move there. Then I'm going to block this side, which is his other arm right there on the elbow. And all I'm going to do is just shuffle across, and I'm going to keep as much chest pressure as I can onto his chest. So this whole time, there is no distance being created at all. So his arm's now on this side, and that's what I'm trying to do. All right.
Cool.
So you can do that shot.
Alright. So I'm just transitioning from...
Yeah, so you're going from pick a side, and then you're going to go from one side to the other.
Right, so just...
Yep.
So just like
So you
this.
can start on that side, yep.
Yep.
So
Crush
that
him.
arm there is going to go across my neck.
Like that?
Yep. And that's really good because you can pull me in as well as push your chest down.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to sit here like that.
Yeah.
And for this purpose, I'm going to let you do the drill, so I'm not going to put my correct frames up.
Can you, just to show your correct frames for a second, Christos, you try crush Pat. Just try crushing with your weight first. And then we'll see if the frame...
So it makes it very uncomfortable for him because my forearm is blocking his neck. So
does that
I'm
feel,
creating
Christos?
that space.
Makes it so you struggle to breathe and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes it harder for him to close that because what he's trying to do is get really close
Like that,
and squash me down.
Yeah.
So I keep that there so that I can bring my knee in and do my next series.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what he's doing.
Alright.
So you're going to go there, and then you're just going to cup your arm on this elbow.
Like that?
Yeah, and get your elbows close to my hip. You want to block my hip off because I don't want to be able to move.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm here. Now you're north-south, so you're kind of like perpendicular to my body. Is that right? Perpendicular.
He doesn't know what that
Like
is.
a T. Right. So you like across my body. So you want your legs to be out there. Well, yep. Nice. So chest pressure, nice, and your legs are going to be kind of like. So see how one of your hips are down. Try and neutralize that. So keep your lift, like hips kind of neutral.
Yeah.
And even. Yeah. And then this knee is going to come up close to my shoulder. Same with the other knee, close to my hip.
Like that, I assume.
Yep. So come back down.
Yeah.
So I'll show you.
That's alright.
It's almost like you're a turtle. You just want to be laid out. Like your knees just like that. Like that.
Gotcha, yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Gotcha. So, that. That.
Nice.
Just like that.
Yeah, you can put your knees up. Like
Yeah.
just rest on your knees. Just for
Yeah.
a second. Get used to that position. That's the position you want to take.
Yeah.
Right? And then normally, if you want to put more weight on me, you're going to lift your knees slightly off the ground.
Yeah.
And just have all your chest weight.
Like that.
Like that. That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
So now you're going to switch your arms. So this arm's going to come across and cup that elbow with mine.
Like that.
And yep, that other arm, your right hand,
Yeah.
is going to come across and you can cup my hip if you want.
Like that.
Yep. And you're just going to literally keep that chest pressure on.
Yep.
Fly your legs out and just start crawling along. Yep. Nice.
Like that.
Yeah. So see how your chest is like really low towards my body? You want it
Yeah.
to be more up on my chest.
Like that. Sort of.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's just transitioning from one spot to the other while keeping the chest on
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Because you're pinning me down to the ground. You don't want me to be able to move away like
Yeah.
this. In my position, I want to be on my side as much
Yeah.
as possible. I don't want to be flattened out.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do any series of attacks,
Yeah.
most of the time you're going to want them to be flat on their back.
Yeah. Cool.
And if you're in competition, the person that successfully flattens the other person out gets the points.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
just depending on what you want to do. There's other places where you can be up on your side, but you want them to be up on their side so that you can do your arm bars and other stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So from that, you did that pretty right, but just next time, like as you're doing it, try and keep your chest like kind of. My chest is just staying here the whole time.
Yeah.
As you were moving, you were going down this way.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's the beauty. Like as you transition and change, just keep the arms there. It's just to block me from moving anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you don't have to hold the hip. You can also hold my elbow
Yeah.
at the same time. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, what's next?
Alright. So I'll show you the escape from that. So I've got you in side control and you want to escape the side control. Or this is one of the ways to escape a side control.
Right.
So I've flattened you out. You've got your frames up there, but I've already compressed you. You're pretty flat out. So I'm here. Got you flattened out.
Yeah.
And it sucks, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with a lot of weight, and I'm pushing down on you. And what you're going to want to do is we call this a orpa or a bridge.
Yeah.
So all you're just going to do is put your feet up to your bum like this, and you're just going to go like that and do a bridge.
Yep.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That
Yep.
will create some space. So you'll notice that as you do that, you can put your frames up.
Yeah.
Alright? So, like that.
Yep.
You see your bridge and boom.
Yep.
See that? Now you've created space. So when you put your hips back down on the thing,
Yep.
you've got your frames up.
Yep.
Yep. So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create space.
Yep.
I'm trying to close the space.
Cool.
Make it harder for you to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to escape.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. So when that happens, you'll do a thing that we call in Jiu-Jitsu a shrimp. So that would look like this. So you're going to do a bridge like that, and then you're going to do a shrimp where you pin the shoulder to the ground like this, and your feet are already there, and you're just going to glue your feet to the ground and shuck your butt out like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right, and that creates distance as well. That'll get you away from me. That will get your hips away from where I'm trying, because I'm trying to
Right.
squash
Do you want to do a demo?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll be on top.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So you've crushed me down. Yeah, go for it. And I'm finding it very hard to roll or anywhere like that as he's got me. So I've got my frames ready here. You want to bring the camera around that side?
Oh, yep.
Yep. So my frames are already here, but they're currently not working because he's already squashed me. So I need to bridge to create the space so I can come back down and bring my hips out like that. That's one way to create space. And then the next series, what you would do is once you've bridged, you'll bring this knee in so that you can get your close guard.
Which knee?
Your right knee, whatever's closest to their hip.
Oh, okay.
So this hip, I don't want this hip to be on this side.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be on the inside like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
You get that?
sort of. I reckon
There's so much stuff to learn.
Yeah, ground, and you're in a mindset where you're like, okay, I've got to try and get out of this, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like...
Yeah, it's something that a lot of people will just try and like squash you down and stuff. If it's like a bar fight or something, a lot of people always like try to tackle someone down onto the ground. So yeah, this is a position that you've found yourself in a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So being on the top and being able to control that and not letting them move anywhere is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's next?
Like, what's the first thing for a brand new student that you would learn?
First thing, yeah, just taking those positions, understanding frames to create distance. As a white belt, in my gym in particular, we just focus on learning how to stop things that frequently happen, like getting flattened out onto our backs and not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have someone else who's much bigger than you, and they're going to flatten you out, it's not going to feel that great.
Yeah.
So you always want to learn to keep your frames up and stop them from closing that distance. And then if that does happen, you do get flattened out, you want to understand how to get out of that situation, how to create that space.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, now for some fun. Choke him out.
Basic rear naked, I guess. If you
Like, put him in a lock or
Anything.
anything.
Just anything.
yeah,
Anything that, you know, that requires a lot of pain and less breathing.
Yeah.
less breathing. It's much easier in a gi, but I'll show. There's not really heaps of tracks that I know because
Well, the locks and all that armbar, anything that, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I can show you one in side control. It's not a choke. It's kind of like.
If you've got the compliance, it'd be good, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Gotcha.
so we'll lay back down again.
Do you want to demonstrate it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're laying down.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So let's say we've gotten the side control. We've got everything that we want, right? And there, I've got this cross face. Here I've got all the weight on him. I can do heaps of things. There's different weights, but for the point of this, we're just saying that we just want to isolate one arm. When you're having like a jiu-jitsu battle or a roll or anything like that, you want to always make sure that you have them in that position. You can control them before you go for a submission. But for this, I won't go into massive details on that because that's a very, very big video it was explaining. So in this, I'm going to want to lose the cross face and bring, because he's a bigger dude than me, so I know that it's going to take more strength for me to get his arm down onto the ground if he's fighting this. So I'm going to, when I think that I've got the position and it's all good, I'm going to lose the cross face and got two hands on one arm. I'm going for the wrist. And the left hand in this particular spot, like whatever hand's on the top, if I'm on the other side, it'll be my right hand. This is going to be very important, holding that wrist there. So it's going to be 2 on 1, and you're going to push it down to the ground. And this wrist stays there, okay? That's very important. Your hand stays on his wrist. It's very important that you do that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is have my elbow across his chin, and then I'm going to swim my right hand underneath and lock an Americana. I'm just going to lock that grip there. It's a very strong grip. And all I'm going to do from here is make sure that that distance between my elbow and his chin is closed off. And I'm trying to get his arm kind of like an L in that position. And it's going to work more effectively that way. It'll still work down here, but it's better if you can get it there. And then all you're going to do is with the back of his hand, you're going to paint the floor like that. But at the same time, I'm going to roll my wrists like I'm revving a motorcycle and lift my elbow. And it's tap out when you feel pain, as it does hurt. So I'm going to paint and lift.
Yeah, that hurts, eh?
It's only a very, very small movement, and it really does hurt. It puts a lot of strain on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So this is one that you definitely want to do carefully, especially when doing it with your partner. So if you take that position and you know you've got the grip and you've got that lock, the next movement from there wants to be nice and slow, and yeah, you take the tap submission. Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Okay, you can give that one a shot.
Sure, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
Yes.
All right. So you got the cross face. You go in there. Yep. You're gonna lose this cross face and go 2 hands on the one wrist and push down to the ground. Yep. Nice. You're going to keep that hand. See how your palm is touching my palm right now. You want it to be on my wrist. So yep. And then you're going to get your right hand. You're going to swim it palm down underneath my tricep. Yep. Just swim it underneath, right underneath, and grab your wrist.
Oh, yep, like that.
Yep. Other way. Palm down.
Yep.
Yep. So all you're going to do now is very carefully pull the back of my hand down as you lift your right elbow. And that's it. Nice. It's a very, very small movement. I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's the Americana.
Awesome.
Yes.
Americana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool name.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a very easy thing for white belters to hit, because
Yep.
if you're rolling with another white belter, it's something that they'll always have their arms there. And if you pin them down like that, they don't know that that's going to happen in a roll. So yeah,
Nice.
you just look for opportunities, whether it be in an arm or a leg, or leg locks and toe holds and stuff like that come at a higher belt.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't learn heaps of leg stuff because they're quite dangerous. There's a white belter who doesn't know how to control the level of strength that they're putting into it, so it can be quite dangerous. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Guess we're done.
Nice. Us.
Nice. Cool. How long was that?
About 50.